everybody's all over me.
First flight of the orbiter Discovery, and the shuttle has cleared the tower.
Hey, what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Health or High Water podcast. Thanks so much for joining us again. Brett here. Got Tripp Parks over there. What up, Big T?
How's it going, my dude? Pretty good. How about yourself?
Hey, great lift today. Solid leg day.
Oh, yeah.
Little shoulders there at the end. That was fantastic. Hope you guys are enjoying this phenomenal weather here.
Nice.
Well, I guess.
Not everywhere.
Yeah, not everywhere. Not everywhere. We got a lot of things that have been happening. Tripp and I have not done a episode together in quite some time.
Yeah.
We've had guest after guest after guest, which has been fantastic. If you haven't had a chance, please go back and listen to. We've had some incredible guests along the way. Can you go ahead and give us a shout out on some?
Yeah, I mean,
news?
we want to shout out to Dr. Elizabeth Goldberg. She actually graciously came to one of our senior boxing classes a few weeks back, and we just want to say thank you so much for coming in and sharing that. And then last week we had Jasmine Rice come on talking about this gap in voice coach or of speakers, especially here in the Denver area, that there's a gap of lower need speakers versus like $10,000 speakers and conveniences and conventions. And you said 5% of all conventions happen in Denver, Colorado alone?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Just kind of nuts.
Yeah,
check those out for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you to the newcomers. We've had a bunch of new. Can you shout out any new countries join the fold, or no, not since?
Yeah, we actually have a few here. So want to shout out to Spain coming in. They have been killing it so far. We've got a few. We got a few from Germany. Haven't shouted you guys out. And then a big shout out to Japan and the Philippines for coming in this month. Welcome.
Excellent. Yeah, and to those who are joining our podcast for the first time, welcome. Tripp and I own Ascend Performance Training, so we're a personal training studio out of Denver, Colorado. We do a lot of private training here, and a huge half of our business is senior wellness care.
Mm-hmm.
So we're working at a bunch of communities in the Denver area, Ascent Living Communities. We're at Rose Market Mayfair Park. We also work at Hilltop Reserve, Villages of Belmar, Akoya, Cherry Creek Senior Living, Kavod Senior Living, Balfour Central Park, and I'm forgetting some.
Belmar,
I think I already said that.
Oh,
but
no,
yeah,
my bad.
No, it's all good. There's so many now.
Yeah, so.
And so we work and work with Parkinson's and dementia, and we teach boxing. And that class has grown substantially over the last year. It's been super popular. We started at Balfour and just started growing. We had a small class, and now some of our classes have up to 40 people. So it's exciting. The class is interactive and fun. If you haven't heard the news,
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, dun, dun, dun. We need to get you soundboard.
I want one so bad.
You can't have it.
I would abuse it so bad.
Actually, we do need to get you some. If you haven't heard the news, our boxing class for seniors was just featured on Denver 7.
Yeah.
And I want to say thank you to, forget his last name, Colin.
Yeah.
Did a fantastic job and Denver 7 did as well. They did a whole segment on our boxing class and with Parkinson's and the stuff we're doing with Balfour. And it was just phenomenal. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
Check it out. It's on YouTube. What else, Tripp? What else has been going on before we jump in?
Oh, man. We've been doing a ton. We haven't really had a chance to, say hi to the listeners in a while, and just go over everything we've been doing. I mean, since we had so many people, we took a little hiatus in the winter. Bret and I have been doing a lot of lectures here in the Denver area at these senior communities that we've been working at. Talking about preventive care, talking about men's health. And one of the big things we're talking about is hip health that's been really popular going around. Just like doing some of these lectures, we have people sitting 45 minutes after lectures trying to learn how to sit down right for the first time or take a breath for the first time. And that's been pretty special, right? Seeing the curiosity and the drive of wanting to be able to do those things even at the 80s, 90s range. I mean, we've got 100-year-olds in class.
Mm-hmm.
It's really cool to see. I call it maybe even a fitness revolution.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's been fun. It's fun to see it evolve and to turn into. We're talking about it in the car because you and I we had a ride out today. We were at Villages of Belmar. We worked
Yep.
in their assisted living, had a class there today, and then we headed directly over to Rosemark and had about 30 or 40 people in there. We were talking about this today too, and it's fun to try new things and to see what people like. Recently, we've incorporated music, live music as an element. And so you're teaching class while I'm doing live music, which is, I think one of the big things that you're going to see in the development of senior living is you're going to see, like you said, you use the word modalities a lot. People trying to incorporate all these different modalities. I don't want to use the buzzword of longevity, but I mean, like how can we provide atmosphere, live music, fitness, and incorporate flexibility, mobility, agility, all these other elements of fitness, and create a class that has all these elements available. So it's not just for people with Parkinson's or dementia, but it's something fun. People can enjoy, come and listen to music, and they can also get a great workout in.
Well, I like how you said it, because it's not really. I mean, yes, we do pander towards seniors with memory care, assisted living, those kind of things. But I mean, again, like we've had compliments saying that you can't tell who's who in what class, and even family members joining our class that like, that's just a straight up good workout, right? And that's really hard for you guys listening in too. If you guys have any loved ones that are going through dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, they might be in a community. I'm going to challenge you guys to reach out to Bret or I on social media. Emails are all on our website, ascendperformancetraining.com. Reach out to us. Please tell us your stories about things that you guys are going through. Especially if you guys are in the Denver area, Bret and I could probably hook you up with the right people if you guys are going through some issues with family members going through these problems. But yeah, definitely reach out to us. Tell us your stories. We'd love to hear about you guys. But to build these interactive classes that has this high participation rate, as well as gets a lot across the board, has been absolutely special. And even speaking on the news segment, they did, again, shout out Colin, thank you so much, and ABC, thank you guys. But they did a good job about like really we're not just doing this for a business. Everyone out there is listening, especially for the first time, that hasn't listened to our first 2 episodes to get to know who Bret and I are as a person. Highly recommend that. We might go over a little bit that today, just a little like recap for all those new people who've been listening. But we're not in this for the money. We are in this because we have seen some issues firsthand, what goes along with senior care and what goes along with family members going through these issues. And we want to make a difference, right? We started this podcast because we wanted to make a difference. We have people on that are completely smarter than Bret and I combined coming on this podcast because we want to get better at what we do. We want to learn and showcase what other people are doing. So just a huge shout out to listeners from day one, as well as new listeners trying to get to know who we are and what this podcast is about.
Yeah, it's been interesting too. I'm fascinated as we've done more senior wellness and focus more on working in the senior communities, the different ones we're in. What a fantastic job they do with all the activities. I think today, if you don't mind, I wanted to cover and go into depth. So I wanted to cover a little bit about some of the gaps we see.
Yep.
Before we cover the gaps, I'd like to highlight what an incredible job activity-wise, atmosphere-wise, there's so many amazing things. We come from a fitness background, especially me. I come from, a boutique franchise fitness background. So it's, the big thing with that is it's an incredibly, it kind of came out in the 90s and it was the first go at individualized personal fitness or personalized wellness. But you and I talk about that all the time. So I wanted to cover today a little bit about the gaps that we see in senior wellness. We're meeting with another community tomorrow, and we're going to present some stuff to them about this kind of flagship quote-unquote program that we are rolling out. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, and I got to say, agree with Bret here, is like everyone's doing a great job in these senior communities, right? They are knocking out of the ballpark with activities, those kind of things. Bret and I are just seeing just a few things that could be better, right? There's a few things that could be better, and one of these gaps is that there is a gap from physical therapy and back into normal living, right? And that's the first one I kind of want to go over here. Is Bret and I believe in physical therapy; it's super important, but it just feels like once you're done with physical therapy, there's no goals, there's no challenges, there's no program set up to make sure you succeed. And this program's goal is to roll out individualized personal training, recovery programs for people that might be done with physical therapy that are looking to challenge themselves to help build a better quality of life. Once you lose that mobility, you lose your independence and you lose your freedom. So building a program that's based off of things more than just working out, more than just eating right, more than just supplementation, building off things like sleep, stressors, injury and recovery, and just going for the full gambit, giving every single person an individualized approach and a quality of care that hasn't been seen quite yet in senior communities. That's one huge one. Number two is we're seeing a lot of investment in classes in senior communities, which is a great thing, right? We think Bret and I both agree classes are important for community. It's important for us to know each other. It's important for us to challenge ourselves with other people around us. But we see a lot of classes with a lot of lack of participation. Right, so part of this program is making sure that we come in with interactive classes with high participation, like Bret was talking about at the beginning here. We've got tons of different things going on at once with our boxing classes. There's music going on. There's fitness going on. Everybody's counting down. We're doing breath work. We're doing stretches. There is all these different things happening, and that's very important to keep these seniors engaged. Right, there has to be all these things going on. All these slower tending classes. They're good. Don't get me wrong, but with lack of participation and some people don't even know where the fitness community is. Our fitness centers are. Yeah. They never stepped in.
Well, if I'm a senior, I'm picturing myself as a senior, I don't want to always be going to gentle yoga, especially as a man. So
yeah,
we want to have a class that's more. It doesn't matter what class it is. Something that's is obviously safe but pushes you more.
Yeah, and I think one thing I'm speaking from my own experience watching my parents, right? Once they were done, and Dad, if you get mad at me for this, I know you're gonna listen to this. You can yell at me on the phone later, right?
What's up, Papa Parks?
Shout out. Once my dad retired, he had a hard time with it, right? A super hard time with not feeling, and again, I'm assuming here, but not feeling like you're part of the team anymore. You're not really going out and providing. You're just kind of not doing anything, right? And I truly believe that the class, personal training, those kind of things that we offer here, give that challenge back. It's all right, well, I got to work something. I got to work towards this in 9 months. I want to get off the wheelchair into a walker. Right, giving them that challenge, giving them that motivation and drive. Oh, I cannot wait to get to personal training at 9 o'clock on Monday. Right, giving those things to look forward to is such a big thing. We don't really brush too much on mentality with senior care too, with fitness, right? And they go hand in hand.
Yeah. So tell me more specifically, if you could be a little bit more specific about the senior program. What can be done differently? If you because I know I don't want to spill all the beans of our program, of what we're designing and developing and all that. So feel free to tell me and the listeners what you want, but.
Yeah.
What else is lacking? How do we turn this into a whole wellness program versus what's going on right now?
Well, let me go over one more issue that's going on, and then I'll go over some solutions that we've come up with to battle this. Right. So we went over lack of participation. We went over a little bit about the gap in PT. But we haven't really talked about too is the underutilization of fitness centers and retirement or senior communities, right? We see, and for those of you that do have loved ones in these communities, is you see a lot of these gyms and fitness centers quite empty. They might be filled for class every now and then, but they're not being utilized, and they have tens of thousands of dollars of equipment in there that's supposed to be getting your loved one to a certain goal, and it just doesn't seem to be happening. Right, and that's a lot of times it's I can't make it because I don't have time, this and that, and to be honest, that's really not true. A lot of seniors have issues like chronic pain and injuries that they're scared to re-injure it or exacerbate the injury, right? Or fear of injury in general. Oh, I'm worried I don't know what to do with this equipment. I might hurt myself. I'm just going to stay away from it. Mm-hmm. Right? Another issue is lack of confidence. No one's ever shown them the equipment before. No one's shown them the fitness communities. Right? A lot of these seniors have never actually weightlifted before. They've never taken a class. Mm-hmm. So they need to have their handhelds through this thing and explain what's going on. Right? Low self-efficiency too. Seniors might doubt their ability to perform these exercises. right? Like I've seen someone do a bench press before, but I don't know if I'm going to do it right. Right. So underutilization of these gyms, the program that we're rolling out with doesn't just have individualized programs, but we also have lecture series, classes, discussion groups that are going to be happening in this to build confidence, right? To teach people working in these wellness communities about how seniors interact with this equipment, right? Hey, listen, this is a touchscreen machine. They need to know how to use it inside and out. Mm-hmm. Right? Just an example. Like there's a lot of technologically advanced equipment at some of these communities, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to add something to that. Thank you for that in-depth look at that. I appreciate that. I want to add something to that. A lot of fitness equipment has come out in the last 5-10 years, mostly 5 years, that is geared towards seniors. And if you look at some of this equipment, it's humongous. It's enormous equipment. It's very big. It's very technically advanced. Got all these buttons on it. There's different resistance trains. I'm going to say something that's an opinion of mine, a strong opinion of mine, is like practicality always wins. So I don't care if an implement costs 3 cents or 30 cents or $5. Like if someone's going to use it and it's going to benefit them, that's going to always win over these big pieces of equipment. So sometimes we go into the senior communities, or you even go to any community, you see these giant pieces of equipment. You don't need huge pieces of equipment to get a workout in. And then to touch on the other thing that you said is consistency is king also. So getting consistent is the most important thing. It's intimidating enough to get into a workout program. Yeah. So finding a way to be consistent, whether that's 2 times a week or 3 times a week is the most important.
Yeah, 100%. We deal with that so often of people dropping out of programs and they're like, well, why am I not getting to where I want to go? It's like, well, you stopped. Mm-hmm. Even for a week, even for a little while, that can mess everything up. You start atrophying anywhere from 48 to 72 hours, and for people who don't know what atrophy is, it's when your muscle starts losing itself. Yeah. Right? Degrading.
Yeah, and I don't feel well. How are we doing on time?
Well, it's about time. It's about.
Okay. So I wanted to tell you guys about a company, our creatine gummies. Swoley creatine gummies offer a convenient and tasty alternative to traditional creatine supplements. Creatine is super important. There's so many studies out there that are talking about how important creatine is, especially in workout programs. It's designed to support muscle growth, strength, and overall athletic performance. Swoley creatine gummies, each serving consists of 5 strawberry-flavored gummies, providing a total of 4 grams of creatine monohydrate. The taste and convenience, the gummies are praised for their enjoyable strawberry flavor. They're delicious, making them a pleasant option. It's much easier to take these than the traditional powders where you usually find creatine in. So these are gummies. Their chewable form eliminates the need for mixing or shaking, allowing for easy consumption on the go. The dosage is great. It's 4 grams of creatine monohydrate per serving. While this is slightly below, it's a fantastic effective range for many users. They're low sugar, they're gluten-free, gelatin-free, and they cater to various dietary preferences and restrictions. The price is fantastic. You can subscribe. If you want to find these gummies, you can subscribe on GetSwoley.com for all their creatine gummies, and you can find a lot more stuff on GetSwoley.com.
Yeah, 100. Well said, Bret. We want to thank our sponsors, Swoley, for sponsoring this podcast. Their link will be below in our copy of the podcast, as well as you can find it on our website. Thank you guys so much for checking out Swoley, and try these amazingly tasty gummies.
Yeah, so the biggest thing that we were talking about with the senior thing is building the confidence within them to get into the gym. I think one of the things I wanted to address with you, so a lot of the communities, what I hear is when, let's say your mom or dad it's time for them to go to a community, right? They're touring the community, they go in a community. A lot of the places that we've talked with say, hey, we want them to approach us about fitness. Now,
right.
And you can, however you feel, like my thoughts are my thoughts on that. What are your thoughts on that? Do you like them approaching? Like, what are your thoughts on the, somebody may not have worked out for 20, 30 years, and now they have to start a workout program, and you're asking them to approach you?
Yeah, we've talked about this in depth about, that specific issue. And really this is a front-facing issue. We have stood on the sidelines for, I would say, way too long, right? And watched our loved ones just pretty much fall apart, right? It's at a point right now that we need to be forward-facing and educate. Number one, like that's the biggest thing here, guys. That's the biggest thing. If there's anything that at least I can get across today, is educate what's going on with the body, right? Hey, listen, if you stop moving, you will fall apart. Right? We take care of our house, we take care of our finances, we take care of every little thing on God's green earth but our bodies. And then once they fall apart, we're like, why us? Huh. Right? And I'm sorry, but I hate that so much about you looking back at all your decisions. You're stuffing Cheetos down your throat, drinking Mountain Dew. You're not eating right, and you're like, why is my body not working?
Yeah.
It's asinine at this point. So no, we need to be forward facing about this. We as literally as soon as someone comes into retirement community, even looking at someplace, we should be talking. People like us should be talking to them as soon as they come in. Hey, listen, this is how we take care of your loved one on a different level. Like, we take care of them individually. We understand that grandma has a bad hip. We understand that they haven't moved in 20 years. Right? We understand the needs of this individual, and we're going to recommend the right classes for them, and we're going to recommend the right personal trainers, the right PT. We're going to make sure they're taken care of, right? Because honestly, and again, speaking for myself here, even the knowledge that I had, I wasn't able to take care of my mom, and she's gone mentally, right? My old mom's gone. What the new mom I have is a shell of what she was. So if there's anything that we can do is get forward facing of this, and I love that question that you asked about this, like why sit on the sidelines? Like, no, we get in front of this and have everyone should have a free consultation and figure out what their goals are and have a program built for them.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Sorry about that.
You guys can't. Tripp is all pumped up today. Hit the legs and shoulders, and you're all. But you're right, though. This program is going to be exciting to roll out. We're talking about a true wellness program that everything is working together between the lectures are addressing the educational piece. The gym is being utilized for individualized, customized programs, a.k.a. personal trainings, bridging the gap. The collaboration is also assisting in bridging the gap between physical therapy and personal training. What does that mean? Some people don't even know really the value of personal training, but we're bringing that as a portion to this.
Yeah.
I've already mentioned, as I said, the lectures is the educational piece. The classes are now going to be a community piece. So the classes are building community. Now, classes are fantastic. They're great. They're not the answer. They're not the answer to have all these different options, the illusion of choice, like all these different classes. You don't need 14, 15, 16 different types of classes. You need a couple really good ones that address all the modalities. So that'll be a portion. And then when you have this is where we can build the branding. This is where we can truly build wellness-centered community. So, we've heard that term a lot, wellness-centered community. And this is the opportunity to make all those different things work together so that when you're looking for a place for your mom or dad, or somebody is, that they can do this. So this is just one part of what we're doing. It's exciting. So we got this big meeting. And we have several that we've done.
And what Bret's touching on too, and like just to give you guys like a macroscopic view of what we're trying to do, is this is a whole new brand of healthcare called preventive care, right? Where we get ahead of things before they happen. We're taking care of ourselves, just like you do with car maintenance. And I'm gonna keep on comparing that because it's kind of the same. If you're not getting your oil changed, you're not getting your tire rotated, what have you, there will be some kind of catastrophic failure, right? And our bodies are no different. So a whole new idea of preventive medicine is popping up, and I'm sure you guys, after listening to this podcast, you're gonna start hearing more and more about it now that we put it into your ear holes. Ear holes. But again, preventive care is about taking care of ourselves the right way, right? And not just looking at one form of health. It's like, hey, I want to make sure that my workouts are good. I want to make sure that my diet's good. I want to make sure I'm taking care of my sleep. And this program that we're presenting, this program that we are presenting to these senior communities, is that ability to take care of like multi spectrum of health and wellness.
According to a 2022 report by the CDC, approximately 13.9% of all U.S. adults aged 65 and older meet the federal physical activity guidelines for both aerobic and muscular strengthening activities during their leisure time. So 13.9% of all adults over 65 are meeting the guidelines. Now, we know the guidelines are super weak. So 13 out of 100 people are, and that number seems high to me. So we're addressing this, and it's fun. It's awesome. It's cool. It's just a part of one of the things we're doing. We do a lot of other stuff too. So I just wanted to touch on that.
Yeah.
What else?
No, I love it, man. Yeah, it's just been a wild ride. Like, we'll also put the copy of the YouTube video for the news. You guys got to check that out too.
The news thing was cool. That was really cool. That was surprising. I'm shocked with how fast how fast you told me, you're like, yeah, we're shooting a commercial tomorrow. Or not a commercial. We're shooting this Denver 7's coming tomorrow. I'm like, what? We don't even have time to plan anything. And then it was just bang, bang.
He got it up that day, like
bang,
literally.
Bang, edited that day, put it up.
Quick.
So it was a cool experience. It was fun to do.
Yeah, that was wild, man. Like, I was like on the phone with mom and dad, like waiting for it to come on because they're like, hey, it's gonna be around like 6:30. Like, check it out. It might not be on like right at 6:30, but it'll be on one of the segments afterwards. Mm-hmm. And for those of you guys that don't know, mom's got dementia, and she's at this stage where she wanders, and so she wanted to leave the house, so she's like sitting in the car, and my dad's going back between the car and the house trying to watch the news. Like, mom's like, we gotta go, and my dad's like, wait, Tripp and Bret's about to be on the news. We gotta watch the news.
That's hilarious. It was cool. Everybody posted it in Florida and stuff like that too. Family. So yeah, it was cool. It was cool to start to raise awareness to this. It's been a fun journey.
Yeah.
It's been a fun journey, and I'm excited for the future too. I think not only are we making a difference now, but I definitely believe we have the ability to make a huge difference.
Especially these programs that we're rolling out, man. This would be big.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to go on today, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about a little bit about what this program is going to mean and how we're going to build it and get everything to work together.
No, I love it. So again, let's welcome all these new countries into the fold here. Philippines, Japan. It's so amazing you guys are listening to us. We're in 65 different countries all across the world now. We want to again thank our sponsors, Swoley here, for coming in. Make sure you guys are checking them out. The copy below this podcast in the description has a link to them, as well as the news segment that Bret and I were on. So make sure you guys are checking out. Just so many crazy things going on. We want to thank you guys, the viewers, and all these downloads, because without you guys, this podcast would not be where it's at right now.
Yeah, a quick shout out to a couple of our past guests. Daron came in. He was a dietitian, registered dietitian. I talked a lot of gut health. Rachel, how do you pronounce her name? It was like a different pronunciation. Okay. No, that's how. Rachel, I'm sorry. Rachel, I am so sorry. You even told us how to pronounce it. What a fail. Well, we love you. We love you. We apologize. She's a DPT and has been doing a ton of research. There's just all these great episodes we've had. Susie Hunter was on, Jordan Bickerstaff, Eric Korb. So a lot of good episodes previously. And then anything coming up, Tripp?
Oh, man, we have got quite a few coming up. We got one very interesting one this week. This could be a really great transition for what we talked about today about these senior programs that we got coming on. We have a very unique individual that comes on and helps loved ones and seniors find communities free of charge on them, that work with communities to find homes for seniors. So if you guys are really resonating with these, especially with these senior community stories today and these senior programs, make sure you guys are following up for this episode that'll going to drop Friday. Super important. We also have Dr. Tran from Med Spas coming in at the end of April. This could be really cool. She's going to be talking about medical weight loss. So make sure you guys are watching out for that. That's going to be really awesome. And then we have a very special one on the 23rd. We're actually be talking about men's sexual health with Elliot.
Dr. Elliot.
Dr. Elliot, yes. So make sure you guys are watching out for that. So we got a few amazing podcasts in the pipeline I'm excited for.
It's been a wild couple weeks, wild couple months, wild year. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day out there. Go get them, eat something good, get your lift in today, and grab yourself some Swoley creatine gummies while you're at it.
Yeah. And if peanut pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis.
All right, take care on that note. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.